Hello ladies, hello gents, chicos and the chicas. We are going to play speedrun chess 20 handle plus level, so we're getting there. Sicilian opponent is Utwong Jowo, and Indonesia is the destination, and we still can't get an open Sicilian, but some random bishop moves instead. I have spoken about this opening already, or rather this treatment of the Sicilian a number of times. So basically what I dislike doing is to play a very quick knight f6 d5, although objectively this is the easiest and fastest way to equalize with black, but it also leads to a very dull symmetrical position that then is not so easy to turn into a win. Now luckily for us, our opponent played d4, which now takes us back into a regular open Sicilian, where bishop c4 is really not that great against the early e6 move. So what I want you to observe here is that if you are a Sicilian player and you find yourself in this situation, you are already thinking about how I'm punishing my opponent. We're no longer Sicilian territory in terms of opening theory, right? That's what I actually wanted to say, that this is not Sicilian theory anymore. So I'm looking to punish. If they play knight c3, that basically makes it a 4-knight Sicilian where they played bishop c4, which is not great. Right, now e5 is not a move because I've got queen a5 check, so knight c3 had to be played. And now we have got choices. I can play d5, and I will in fact. When after take bishop b5, bishop d7, likely trades will happen, and then I'm going to have a quite strong central pawn formation. I have no reason not to play this, so I will. They might slide back to d3, but yeah, I anticipated the check. So I would say that we are already... oh, okay, so then back. That's kind of clever in a way, because my bishop usually is worse off on d7 than on c8, because from c8 I can go onto the long diagonal. On c6 it looks a bit clumsier, and also if I want to play for e5, the bishop interferes with the vision of the d5 pawn. Right, bishop e7, not d6. The reason being is because bishop g5 pin followed up by queen f3 would put a lot of pressure here, which is simply not a thing. Now bishop g5 in contrast makes almost no sense whatsoever. I'm gonna kick it once in the face, because if it goes back here, then... oh, that was real bad. Then obviously the bishop can no longer come back onto d squares. In particular, it will be absent from this diagonal. Whereas if they go back this way, then just give me a h6 move for free. So that's always good. And here we got rewarded for having the right mindset. Always ask the bishop, because they took, which is a horrid move. Now my dark squared bishop is an uncontested beast. And after like rook b8, it's already over. The funny thing here is that we have already seen this in the speedrun series. So if you are an avid follower of my speedrun videos, we did have a Sicilian where we had this exact same pile-up. I had a queen on a5, we had a diagonal, the diagonal covered by the bishop, and we did rook b8, rook b2. And that's exactly what's cooking here. Rook b1 I can already cash in with rook b2, bishop takes c3. I'm going to capture one of the rocks, and I will be up a pawn. Now the only reason why I'm a bit hesitant to pull the trigger is because after rook b2, bishop takes c3, there is rook b7. And then after bishop e1, queen e1, the rook is quite active on b7. Yeah, and it's difficult to defend a pawn. So what I am thinking here is that perhaps I should throw in queen a5. Against which I'm almost certain they're going to play queen d2, by the way, which is quite funny, because then rook b2 is literally a like-for-like repeat of what happened in the past. As in a past video. That would be mental. Absolutely mental. There's no move left for white. Like, this is how little moves, little mistakes, like bishop takes f6, can lead to a catastrophic collapse in a blink of an eye. And people often go like, so, but I haven't done anything wrong. or it feels like they haven't, but yes, you have. Giving up that bishop was a cardinal sin against chess. Positional chess. On that note, by the way, that was a trade. Shout out to my good friends Jakob Ogord and Grandmaster Rainier Castellanos. And of course, Jakob is also GM. They just released a book, which I very, very, very much hope to review, which is about mastering trades in chess. Okay, so now let's see the difference. Take, take, take. Bishop takes c3, rook b7, bishop takes e1, rook takes d7. Now I don't have to worry about the pawn. My bishop is a bit wonky, so we are going to probably pull it back to c3, then d4, then b6, and keep this guy under attack. a2 is gonna hang. We definitely go. We are a go. Oops. It looks like the cut is a little bit imprecise on the edges of the board, but I'm not gonna fix it now. Right, so rook b2 forced, bishop takes c3. Oh wait, oh my god, I was... Oh no, okay, never mind. I thought for a second that the line I called that was complete garbage, but actually it is real. So yeah, rook b2, bishop here, rook b7, counterattacks. And what if I counterattack? Then they play rook this to b1. But that may actually be a favorable version, right? Because then my bishop is not on e1 but on c3. So yeah, that was actually a really cool observation. Turns out that after rook b2, bishop c3, rook b7, instead of taking the free rook, I might be better off by pulling this one back here. Yeah, that would have been a clever one. I'm very happy that I spotted that. Now knight e2, yeah, don't know what is going on here. I mean, the most logical move to me here appears to be just to munch on the pawns. And very unfortunate for white that they can't penetrate in the end, because then backrank check can't be met. By the way, the munching on the pawns here is dominantly to create a passer. Right? So let's take this guy, let's take this guy. And I just want to go. Like, I already have a win condition, and I am going to milk it immediately. Like, no reason for me to hesitate whatsoever. Knight h5 is incoming, and now we are going to ponder whether we want to go queen b2. Or move the bishop. And while objectively speaking, I think I should play bishop e5 here. Like, if you asked me what move do I think would come up on the engine as the one that gives the largest amount of advantage, it would be to keep the bishop. But for a human mind, this is an easier way to convert. Because now white needs to trade even more, which simplifies the position, and it allows me a completely winning endgame with the outside passer, which I can chuck a rook behind. Nothing really can go wrong there. But objectively speaking, I should have played bishop e5. Okay, so now if I went a3, he would want to go behind, but he can't, so maybe he would go... Yeah, I don't even know what's the idea with queen g4 is. What the idea is. Yeah, I kind of do. Okay, so after rook a8, queen b4, they want to play queen b7, hitting the two loose pieces. And one interesting way to deal with this is to start with a3, queen b4, and then queen b2. Let's go. I need to be mindful a little bit of my time, but I feel like we managed to pull ahead enough, obtaining a winning enough position that I do have time to do good level of commentary without risking the win. Gentle note to myself that I need to go back to 15-10 though, in order to ensure that I do the best possible commentary. Now this is unfortunate, but they had to do it. In that now I can go here, rook here, I take, rook takes. Oh, actually no, they survived that kind of, because after rook check, bishop f1, I don't have bishop b5. Okay, here is the winning plan. If they go rook b1, which they shouldn't have done, we are going to play e5, bishop e6, d4, and bishop a2. But I'm going to throw in... Maybe I should have played e4, d4, bishop here. So the reason why I didn't play d4 is because there's c4. So what I want to do is to play e4, bishop back, d4, take, and then bishop a2. Like this. This. And this. I'm sorry that I'm playing it pretty fast, but I really don't want this game to be botched by me being too slow. But actually what I was aiming for is on the board, so if you're wondering what went through my head when I did my thinking, this is what went through my head. And now even the rook is coming off, as good as resignable. GG. King e3 will be played, king here, king here, king here, and g5 check. Yep, same. He's trying to blockade the pawns, but this is, yeah, not gonna cut it. And now he can't get too cheeky because now these pawns are running in. Rather unfortunate for him. Actually, I'm gonna show you something cool. After check, oh, he didn't go check. So after check, which was their only move, they would have been able, after retake, to play king d4 to stop the pawn match, right? So after check, I was gonna not take it but go up. d6, bishop pulls back, and I'm controlling the pawn, and he can't go and stop my pawn anymore. As it is, it's just game over. Because now he's too far from the pawn. Game over, GG. Okay, let's have a quick game review. Let me guess our score. Have I... Oh, because of the bishop e5 thing, I may have got an inaccuracy there. I reckon 93.8. Ho! 96.2. Let me rapido change the scene so that you guys can see it too, excuse me. Yeah, 96.2. Okay, very quick, very quick. I made one mistake. Ooh. What? Bishop e7 bad? Oh, e5. Or is it bishop c5? Bishop d6. I told you not to do this because of bishop g5. Oh, but there is h6. And if I go back, then rook b8, rook b4. Is that it? No, rook b8, rook b1, and then queen c7. And not to care about this is the engine's motto. Look, I get it. Yeah, they can't do castle because of the check. But even so, somehow it feels to me like it. Yeah, this invites complications and hope into the game. Note though that queen h5 loses to the spectacular queen c3 and rook b1. I think that's the idea. Yeah, I don't really regret this decision at all, to be honest. I really don't mind what I've done there. Yeah, but would you believe that right here we are -2-ish? That's how bad that move was. Queen a5 was best, yeah, rook b2 good, yeah. So what I was saying here was that after takes, initially I calculated here, take, and then let's say come back here to cover the, yeah, I get it. Cover the pawn and yada yada yada. Actually, I should just take. But then I realized that I can do it perhaps even better. But now I'm no longer sure in hindsight. by playing in this position, maybe bishop c8. Oh no, that's a blunder. Ouch. Okay. Okay, but bishop c6 maybe, right? Hang on. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's that stop move. So the idea was good, but the execution was appalling in my head. Remember that we never got to this because my opponent played knight e2 here. Yeah. So yeah, bishop c6 would have been fine. Take, and the rest is carnage. Let me check if I was correct about bishop e5 as the last thing I want to have a look at. No? Yes! Yes! Bishop e5 is minus 450-ish. I'll show you, because I always love it when my move is second best and the one that I thought best is best. Check that out. So bishop e5, 442. Bishop, queen b2, 42. So 0.22 is the difference. Happy with that. Happy. Happy. Clean win. Clean win. And I think the conversion was pretty on point too. Yep. 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 Okay. E4 was a bit accurate, more accurate here, but no biggie. And the d4 break. So why did I not play d4 here? That was the one that I don't think I had the time to explain. It's because I didn't want to allow this. That being said, if I had thought about it a bit deeper, I would have realized that rook b3 with the threat of rook d3 is absolutely terminal here. But I just wanted to be a simpleton. So the idea with f5 was to play e4, force the bishop back, then d4. They don't have c4. They can't interpose on the diagonal. No matter what they do, they lose. The concluding thought for this game, and I really want to try to be... I'm trying to communicate this as humbly and respectfully as possible, is that I expected stiffer resistance on 2000 level, and I'm yet to meet it, but it is what it is. We're soldiering on. We are almost halfway through 21 hand though. I hope you guys enjoy the content. Please leave a comment down below. Don't forget to sub, to like, to super thank me if you can, and I will see you in the next video very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.